someone, Lard, you like this, and then someone, in fact, is... oh, dear.
Why, is it about cobblers or bottoms?
Sort of. It's, in fact, it's from Alex Hegley of Reading, who says that he indeed knew that bloke as well, called Billy Bollock Chops. So you were...
I told you he existed.
You were telling the truth.
Not Billy Bollock Chops.
Yes, apparently.
Yes, Billy Bollock Chops.
We mocked him, and apparently he's a real person, and he gets about as well.
Who's the real person?
That chap we've just mentioned.
Billy Bollock Chops.
Shut up now, because no one's impressed.
Sorry.
Gareth Watts.
He is.
I was quite impressed.
You're impressed.
You are. You're so easily impressed. Gareth Watts of Wilmslow's written in, and the first few sentences are, of course, just abuse about the fact that he's not got a fax machine. But then he says, I used to go to school with a girl called Eva Beaver, who was continually mistaken as Eager Beaver. Of course, you will be. He also knows a Fay Clegg. Think of that's absolutely brilliant. Fay Clegg and a Richard Edward Burkill, and he's put think about it, and I have.
We've been thinking, haven't we?
And Richard Edward Burkill.
No.
Dickie Burkill. It's not,
Dick Burkill.
It sounds kind of comic, but it doesn't mean anything, does it? He said he also knew that band was kicking on the Coconuts, which is slightly 2 weeks too late.
Right.
And he's reminded us that there is a man called Mr. Yorkshire Bank PLC are fascist bastards.
Oh,
that
there
guy
is, yes, that's
that
right.
guy who changed his name. He also claims to know...
His name by totem pole.
He says he knows a Greek man called Lardis Fat Tosspot. But somehow I doubt the veracity of that one.
Worth saying, though, isn't it?
Absolutely worth saying. Someone's offered to send me tunnels and tunnelling, so yes, I will love that. And that is from Chris. No, it's from Dave Mills of London. He's a building worker, and he apparently reads tunnels and tunnelling all the time, so I'd love him to send that in.
Fascinating publication.
He goes to work with the bloke whose name is Gubbins. Roy Gubbins. There you go.
It should be a DJ, shouldn't it? The Roy Gubbins Show.
We would love to end with this, but we can't because Paul Watts of Leicester, who's evidently spent a lot of time in New York, has sent us some extracts from the New York phone book, and even though I've said most of these words by accident during the course of the programme, we cannot read them out, but they are absolutely fantastic. So perhaps we could have some sort of service where we...
I'll read them.
I know, yes, well, no, but we can't. Well, maybe we can say the mildest one of them is Mr. Frank Bollock, and it says, perhaps you could get Lard to give Frank Bollock a call. He's given us the number, but this clipping is 5 years old, so he may have moved or changed his name. I think he may well, particularly if he's moved to England, I imagine.
It's Billy Bollock Chops now.
Right, okay then. Right, stop saying bollocks now. Okay then, we'll play a couple of tunes, I think, and...
the sunshine of my life. Is anybody out there?
Read it on the Marquis Smith microphone.
You can if you like that.
How do you do it?
You just talk into it. It's dead easy.
Is it like that?
Yeah, that's
Is that working?
Yeah.
No, you have to put the speaker to your microphone.
Oh,
I see, like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's it, yeah.
Anyway, this is real. It's real. It says the fall of fired long-time guitarist and songwriter Craig Scanlon. Singer Marquis Smith sent Scanlon a letter citing such incidental reasons as recent slovenly appearance and failure to maintain amplifiers. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, it's sacked by Marquis Smith for having a slovenly appearance.
Hello, Mr. Pot. Hello, Mr. Kettle.
And you said, Lard, that you'll probably think that you set that up, but you didn't, did you?
Yeah, no, nothing to do with me, Mark.
Nothing to do with him, Mark.
Anyway, right, it's all working a treat, this, isn't it? So, what else have you got for us to... Spoilt it, that.
Great!
Single bloke. I don't want to be a single bloke.
I wouldn't mind a lover, and I'm looking forward to a very nice poke, a Hontus video.
Don't want a hand shandy on my own again tonight.
And I still refuse to wear those crotchless tights.
Single bloke. I don't want to be a single bloke.
I haven't had a snog since that central heating engineer from Stoke.
Didn't know his name. but we had a bloody good night.
I stoked up his boiler and lit his pilot light.
Single bloke. I don't wanna be a single bloke. I'm so desperate, I could do it with an artichoke.
Scrawn, you know, artichoke's no substitute for a hairy crack.
Well, bloomin' heck, suppose I'll have to have that fat tosser back. Single bloke.
I don't want to be a single bloke.
That'll do.
Oh,
Right.
no louder than the other ones.
Yeah.
So should I do it?
Yeah, go on then.
All right, PK. Is that Loudon?
No, it's a sack of mine.
Bloody awkward. Spoil that. Spoil me night now.
Right, let's have a song then.
Yeah, this is the beat.
We are old.
We are cheap
Take our teeth out.
when we sleep.
Got no friends.
Bad eyesight.
Feel like shite. We stop in.
We do nout.
Stroke the cat.
Put it out.
Smoke a pipe.
If we like.
Feel like shite. Do we like stew?
We can't be sure,
We have soup.
but no teeth.
We suck up.
Through a straw.
'Cause we are old.
We're clapped out.
We're infirm.
Mope about.
Smell of wee.
Support tights.
Feel like shite. Ooh wah wah ooh.
Ooh wah wah ooh.
Ooh wah wah ooh.
Ooh wah wah ooh.
Went for a beer last time when that guy told that terrible story in the pub. Do you remember? And
Yeah.
Lars said, it'd stand up well on the programme, but it's crap in the pub. I thought it was funny though, Lard. I did. I thought
I thought it was
really
funny at the time, but having heard it again now. That was good in the pub, John, but crap on the programme.
Nice one.
Unfortunately. Here's a great record by... Oh, bloody hell.
And Nigel's.
Grumpy Draws, Mark Smith.
Small tube plastic microphone being used for not hugely comic effects in the bar.
And the Inspiral... Some funny noises at the end of that record. Anyway, from 1983, The Fall with Kicker Conspiracy, released just after the departure of Mark Riley, and at a time when the band really were struggling to keep it all together, having lost, of course, their creative genius. And it is said that if you play the end of that record backwards, there are some hidden messages in there, and we'll try that after the next tune. Fall.
Oh, sorry,
Fall.
mate.
Yeah,
I thought you said
hobgoblin
fall.
tea caddy people, right?
Fall, right.
Now, at the end of that Kicker Conspiracy...
What's that, the fall?
Kicker Conspiracy. It was,
Oh, yeah,
it was one
about
of the,
football.
It was one.
It's
yeah.
about football, isn't
Well,
it?
it was-
4-1! 4-1!
Wasn't the video done at Turf Moor in Burnley?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Apparently.
And a couple of Madonna's videos were done. I think Material Girl was done at Turf Moor in Burnley.
Yeah,
oh,
Like
no,
a
it was,
Virgin.
it was Rochdale, one at Spotland. Like
No,
a Virgin.
Like a
Spotland.
Virgin.
Right, anyway, but listen, now, there are rumoured to be messages, and you just left the Fall, and they were just struggling to carry on, weren't they?
Well, it's an amicable split, you know. I mean, me and Smith, it's a load of rubbish, all that. We get on very well.
Do you?
And, yeah, I just had to go my own way, you know. It's like, if you've got two great talents in one band, it's like friction, you know. It's like the Beatles, sort of
Right,
thing.
very similar.
And, yeah, we just went.
Right,
You
okay.
know.
Well, so, but there are, you know, do you know anything about, can you cast any light on the fact that there are backwards messages in the song?
Well, it's been talked about. I mean, I don't believe it. I mean, I know he was big on ELO.
Well, let's have a listen to the end of that song again, because I think there is something in there if you listen closely. After the whistling.
Yeah, I won't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, basically, I mean, he was big on ELO, and they were always accused, like Mr. Blue Skies, of having backward stuff in. And I
Right.
think he probably did, but I think he said something like, "Why can't I find a hat to fit me?"
Right,
I think
okay.
it's nothing. It's inoffensive anyway. I
Right.
know that. It
So
don't get me in trouble.
It's not worth spinning round. I'm just intrigued. I think I might just play a bit
No,
backwards.
don't bother. Just best bang a tune on that.
I'll bang on that. I'll just play that backwards and see what he says.
I won't bother.
Well, we'll just have a listen. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I
It won't take a minute.
I really won't bother.
Right, okay.
God, I feel bloody hobgoblin barbershop. That bloody tosspot has finally left to pursue a laughable solo career. Cock-a-hoop happy as Larry Marky Smith is syndrome.
Best bang a tune on that, kid. Yeah, better class.
Now, I believe
What?
that you've been hauled over the coals.
Yeah, I have today.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're trying to get me in trouble. You got me in trouble with the whole of the UK. Now you're trying to get me in trouble with Tupperware. I've been hauled over the coals today for saying Billy Bollock Chops too many times. And now you're just encouraging me.
Well,
Your fault.
it's nothing to do with me.
Who's it to do with then?
It's the general public.
Fair enough. You see, that's why we should be on daytime.
Because
We've tapped into something, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we have. Now, because I've got a letter here from Sarah, who
Oh,
sent
aye.
us a letter, Love and Mushrooms, and this is Sarah from Catford, and in London. There's a lovely picture, sort of artist's impression of me and you at this year's Phoenix Festival
hell.
there. And, I mean, I look all right.
You do.
You look...
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. You
It's
wouldn't.
good likeness.
You wouldn't, would you?
Oh, you wouldn't.
And you
But
need-
then again, you wouldn't, would you?
No, well, you wouldn't.
Fair enough.
And you need a very big tent. But anyway, on the front there is an artist's impression
Yeah.
of Billy Bollock Chops.
Really?
in a sort of desperate dad testicle chin style, which I think is
fair enough. That's how he does look, because I went to school with him. And as I say, it's not my Billy Bollock Chops. It's not my fault. Blame the parents.
And she says, P.S. my family are rampant, so I'm part Irish, Scottish, English and Welsh, and I think Lard has a chuffingly sexy voice and he's only a bit of a tosser sometimes. So, I mean, that's like...
That's good for
that's
me,
good,
that.
isn't it, that
Yeah.
right now? And also, we've got fax here to Mark Radcliffe's quality items. Could you please tell David Bollock Chops that he can't have his garbage CD back, because I see how I pause between C and D.
Yeah.
Tension, daytime.
Fantastic
And
daytime.
it said, because I've lost his garbage CD. And that's from Billy Bollock Chops, you see. And please,
Is it his brother?
Please, good Lard, give David Bollock Chops, no relation.
No relation, you see. I mean, there's more than one family of Bollock Chops out there, and I'm getting hauled over the coals. It's unfair.
Here's a bottle opener for Lard, because I couldn't be Billy, haven't got any bollocks, haven't dropped pork chops to send the real one in.
Oh, a bit of class. That's a breakfast show, that.
No, that is not, like, a breakfast show item.
It's wasted.
Tune in tomorrow. I mean, that Chris Evans, right?
Yeah.
He'll be
He'll be doing Billy Bollock Chops.
Billy Bollock
Nicky
Chops.
Brambles will have him on a knob of the day or something. It's just unbelievable.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? What we do tonight, we do again every other night for about 3 weeks.
That's about the size of it.
Right, now, Douglas.
Stuart Maconie! Missing you already.